What's up guys, and welcome back to another part in the Tales of Berseria playthrough video. So, we last left off being back in the capital. We are now here to meet up with the Bloodwings, I think that's what they're called. And we're also going to end up seeing about that demon that we saw underneath the church, which we're going to check and see if that's a Therian as well, because we're going to go start collecting the Therians now. So in the last part, right whenever I ended it, we ended up seeing this chick and the trainer with her, and that sparked Magilu wanting to try to profit off of the name. But let's go ahead and view this one and then go to the next part.
Whenever I hear Magilu's name, I can't help but think of Magilanica.
Magilanica? Who's that?
Oh, she's just a girl who worked as part of the freak show. Talked to spirits nobody else could see.
That's her, all right. She had many mysterious powers, like moving things without touching them and divining where people would find lost objects. For a time, people called her the Little Witch. She was pretty popular.
Thanks to her, the rest of the troupe took in plenty of cash. Or so I hear.
Yeah, but eventually they took it too far, and the kingdom tried them for heresy. I hear Magilanica was subjected to really brutal torture.
True fact. Everyone knows this story.
Well, I've never heard it.
That's not too surprising. It all took place when I was a young woman myself.
Remind me, Magilu. How old are you again?
What? How old would you say I am?
Well, from your reaction, I can at least tell you're not my age.
Yeah, because Velvet is still very young, like almost 20. I want to say she's like between 16 and 19, somewhere in that range. I think in the beginning it mentioned it whenever she talks with her friend in her village, but I can't remember. But she is somewhere within that range. But yeah, that makes you wonder if that was Magilu before. Maybe that was Magilu's name before, and she was part of that circus, and then got brutally tortured, and now she's just here. Also another one of these kids right here you can play cards with. Some more scenes. Yeah, one over here. Let me grab that little soul.
When will the High Priest return to us?
Keep this between us, but I heard Lord Gideon was killed by demons.
Surely that's not true.
It most certainly is true. Hey,
Dude, Magilu.
you.
I know someone who works in the palace, and he said the demon was a girl with the head of a wolf and the body of a gorilla.
But how could
Wow.
a demon have gotten into the palace?
Apparently, there was a power struggle among the higher-ups, and Gideon's enemies snuck the demon into his villa. They say that's why people sometimes heard terrifying screams coming from the place.
Is the demon still there?
No idea. Rumor says she escaped, but I wouldn't worry. There's no way she'd stick around here.
That's what you
It's
think.
funny that
She's
they're
right
literally
here,
right
so
here.
you better watch out.
Stop messing around already.
God, dude, if you were ever in Velvet's position and had Magilu journeying, like on the journey with you, you would just have to either tape her mouth shut or outright just kill her, just so she could stop these little shenanigans she's pulling. She is cutting it close, man. What do you guys got?
The nights are so cold of late. It's gotten harder to get flamestone, too.
I hear the port at Helavis is at a near standstill. No matter how much flamestone they mine from Mount Killerhouse, they can't get it shipped out. I'm sure the Abbey is aware of the situation. It's not just us who are suffering. We have to endure.
Times like these is when we need to practice Lord Artorius' teachings. The many outweigh the individual.
Exactly. I'm sure Lord Artorius will think of us soon and send aid.
He doesn't give a damn about any of you.
How dare you!
The many
Dang,
outweigh
Velvet.
the individual, right? Artorius wants to save humanity as a whole. Your individual troubles aren't important to him.
You have no idea what you're talking about. Aren't we part of the whole he wants to save?
What happy fools.
Sorry about that. She didn't get to see a speech, so she's been taking it out on everyone around her.
Really? What a troublesome kid.
But really, that speech was incredible.
Wow. It just goes to show, like, yeah, man, they have such hard self-control. But it makes sense in Velvet's case. Oh, chest right there. I've probably never, ever seen this chest, so that's most likely my first time finding that. But on a side note, I did finish reading Tokyo Ghoul last night. Very good. Highly recommend you guys end up reading it. If you've ever seen the anime and you liked it, recommend reading the book. It's way better. The anime changed a lot. So definitely recommend going to that if you haven't. So no new quest popped up. They'll probably pop up in a bit.
Eleanor, I need you to wait outside. The boss of the Bloodwings knows an exorcist is with us, but...
Say no more. I'm sure they have clients who wouldn't appreciate their faces being known to the Abbey.
Correct. Laphicet, you stay with Eleanor.
Okay.
I'll be back soon.
My
Been a
thanks for
while.
coming all this way. It's been a while. Would you care
Exactly
for a
what I
peach
said.
pie?
What do you want?
What do you want?
It would do you good to unwind every now and again, you know. Stretch a bow too far, and its string is bound to snap.
What do you want?
I would like you to escort this person out of the capital.
Something smells about this. Literally. Where am I taking them?
Somewhere the authorities can't reach them.
Sounds nice. I could do with such a place myself.
No joke.
Exactly.
We've been looking for a place to lay low, but we haven't had any luck yet.
Well, come to think of it, I've heard a rumor that it's been a while since the Abbey has had any contact from
Prison
Titania.
The prison island.
Exactly what I
Titania?
said.
But I thought the Abbey was in direct control of that place. Has the situation there gotten that bad since you left?
Sometimes the answer is right under your nose. I think it might work.
Kind of weird though, because Oscar was there whenever
Yeah.
we left,
Could
so he
make a
should have
decent
gotten everything
hideout,
under
actually.
control.
The Therians could definitely get their fill of malevolence there.
And the Abbey is far too goody-goody to imagine an escaped prisoner would ever return to her prison by her own free will.
At the very least, I'd say it's worth checking out.
I take it our intel has proven useful.
It has. But before we go, have you heard anything about the Abbey harboring demons?
I'm aware there was a demon in the villa, and that it has been relocated.
Where?
I can't say right this moment, but I'm sure we will find out shortly.
All right, then in exchange for this passenger's safety, I want more information on that demon.
You've got a deal. Eisen, I heard about your confrontation with Melchior. I'm sorry I wasn't able to help you find him.
Yeah, he really blew
Crazy
that
how
one,
news
Toots.
just flies with these guys.
It's fine. What's done is done.
Have you given up on finding Eifried?
Of course not.
No, I haven't. The crew and I will do whatever we can to quash the Abbey's plans. We do them enough damage, and the Abbey ought to start thinking about putting their hostage to good use. They'll set him up as a trap for us, and that's when we'll steal him back.
Attacking the Abbey to create an opening for his escape.
Clever.
It's what Eifried would do. That's all.
So we gotta escort this prisoner to Titania.
They're taking
Well,
a while.
I said prisoner, but
Yeah.
person.
The Shepherd has a special mission for you. You are to protect the Malak Laphicet and bring him to the Logris Abbey headquarters.
What's wrong?
Hey, you want to take a walk around the capital for a bit? I can show you some of the sights.
Don't do it, Laphicet.
But,
You can't trust me. I understand.
no, it's not that. I promise. I'd love to go sightseeing with you, Eleanor.
Laphicet. Well, we'll do it another time, okay?
Why?
It's just, you know, Velvet would get mad at us.
Dude.
Get mad about what?
Ah, you're done. And who is this?
A VIP entrusted to us by the head of the Bloodwings. We're stowing them away on Titania where the bad guys can't get at them.
The prison island? Just who is this person?
Didn't ask.
What?
Hey, something smells nice.
Huh?
Stop sniffing things. We're leaving.
Who could the mysterious
believe you take a
person
job-
be?
Who is that caped man?
I do not know, but his hawk seemed extraordinarily well trained.
Trained to hunt, maybe?
I'd imagine. It takes a great deal of time and money to train a bird like that. What is it?
I smell something nice.
Indeed. The scent is somehow familiar.
Dude, just sniffing ASMR?
It can't be.
What are you two sniffing at?
Aha! They're bloodhounds on the hunt!
But we're talking about hawks hunting, aren't we?
Come again?
Oh, I'm sorry. Please excuse my poor manners.
Another thing is, I finished the first game of Trails of Cold Steel. I don't think I mentioned that in the last video I recorded at the time because I was like at the last chapter still. But yeah, I finished it. Really good, man. Really good. If you know you guys get a chance at some point to ever try the game, you see it go on sale, highly recommend picking it up. Ends on a cliffhanger though, since it is a series, but really good. I'm in the process of playing the first game, still in chapter 1 of it, but yeah, it's been really good, man. I really enjoy that. And then after I read Tokyo Ghoul, I've been having the urge to go back and play the game, even though it's not great. But one day I will go back to it, and I will finish getting the rest of the trophies for the game, so I can have the platinum trophy. After I read it, it seems like some of the Queen Ks, I don't think they show up in the game, like that you can actually get. Like majority of the Queen Ks in the game are just reskins. Same thing I believe with the Kaganes. But for the Queen Ks, for the most part, all of them are really just reskins of the same thing. Which kind of sucks, considering whenever I was reading this, there were some pretty unique Queen Ks and Kaganes that they just didn't, like, do. So, kinda sucks, but, you know. And at the current moment right now, I've started reading Trinity 7, so that's going to be something. It's been extremely funny so far. I've only read 2 volumes, but it's been really funny. I really need to... I should have sold up in the last part or whatever. Like, I should have at least viewed that Bloodwing thing, and then I should have sold, but whatever. What do you have? I think.
Could you fit my comedy act into tonight's show? I'm still breaking in my new partner, but I can carry the act. I'd appreciate you squeezing us in.
For you, Maggie dear, I'll do it as a personal favor, but you get 200 flat.
Dear.
No expenses, no per diem.
Oh, come on, don't be so stingy.
It gets worse. Our headliner is doubling up after, and the opener flubbed their lines and lost us minutes.
Playing deuce for a cold house? Well, all right, them's the breaks.
What the hell are you even saying?
I'm saying we're going on, and you're my
hell are you
straight
even
man.
saying?
What? You're serious?
I'll take care of the actual funny bits. Just act like you always do and we'll be fine. Bonus points if you toss the men in the audience a glare of contempt every now and then. Just trust me.
Oh, hold on. This is all happening so fast. I'm not sure I'm ready for...
You'd better get ready, because the curtain's going up.
Oh, it's actually a skit. Oh, it's actually happening. Okay. Wow.
Hi there! We're Moggy and Val, your lovely comedians for today! Magicazam! We're still new to the comedy business, but we'll do our best to give you a memorable show. Now, I'm Moggy, the bright, beaming one in the pair, while my moody little partner here is... Hey, what's wrong, Val? Everything okay?
Velvet stage fright.
You need to put some energy into this, or we're in trouble. Come on! If you've got one redeeming feature, it's your moxie.
That might be, but this is different.
I can see you're
funny,
going through
she's
something right
embarrassed.
now. All right, let's take a deep breath together. Excuse us for just one moment. Velvet, what are you doing? We're losing the audience.
I can't help it. I've never talked in front of such a big crowd before.
Wait, don't tell me you've got stage fright?
Of all the
So
people.
what if I do?
Velvet.
That's so unlike you. Just pretend that you're fighting some nasty exorcist and give it some gusto.
Easy for you to say. I'm embarrassed out here.
Don't be such a girl.
I am
Don't be such a girl.
That's it. Just do that, but project your voice.
I can't, and I don't want to.
You're a comedian, you have to. Where's your passion for your newfound art?
I'm not one, and I've never had any.
No, I can see it within you, deep down, the burning passion of a true artist at heart.
I've had enough! I can't do this with you!
Sorry, folks, show's over.
Dang. She quit acting
you've
like a
certainly
girl.
shown
I
me
am
something
a girl.
new. A comedy team that just stands on stage whispering to each other.
We're going for a brand new comedic style. So, what did you think?
Terrible.
Don't quit your day job.
That's what I thought.
Ah, now she plays the straight man.
I think as the story progresses, we'll get to see some more of the comedy routines with each character, so I'm interested to see what Rokuro's would be, and Eleanor's. So let's see, have these updated yet? No, they have not, okay. I love those little, like, scenes and skits like that, because they're, like, they just evolve with the game. Like right there, you only get to see one, but later you'll, get to see more.
This is bullcrap. You're gouging us just because you can.
Well, if you want to pay less, maybe you should go find someone more generous.
Looks like they're at it again.
Infinite is Tsukuyomi?
What's happening? Benwick, snap out of it! Benwick!
Huh? I was
Dang, that was
haggling for supplies, and...
Tell you what, I'll give you a fair price. Actually, just take what you need. We should all endeavor to help contribute to the common good of humanity, rather than selfishly pursue wanton profit.
What? Are you sure?
No. Wait. What was I saying?
You felt that too, didn't you, kiddo?
Yeah, it disappeared. but I felt a strong force coming from
Maybe
somewhere
from the
to the
capital?
north.
It's called a domain. A Moloch zone of influence.
Wait, if it's north of here, then...
The Empyrean's throne?
Did that happen because of something Innominat and Artorias did?
I don't know.
So that
I've got
means
a bad
something's getting
feeling about
close.
this. We should get far away from here, and quickly.
So, the suppression.
Oh, another
Well,
thing.
that was certainly off-putting. But our job with Tabitha comes first. And we need a hideout soon, too.
True enough.
Hey, geezer, you alright? What nonsense are you spouting, youngin'?
That's one spirited old man.
Well, it's just that you suddenly got all polite on me, and you were all like, "Oh no, good chum, worry not about your debt to me." I thought I said stop spouting nonsense. It's not nonsense.
He sounds like
you
a
did say it. I
off-brand
heard you say
Joe from
You
Family
did,
Guy.
but we were all acting strangely. You said, after you, fine sir. And I said, no, 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 I simply couldn't. You first, dear friend. There's no way in hell I would ever let you go first.
Come to think of it, that's right. But he said not to worry about our debts, and now he's taking it back? That's inhuman, cruel, ruthless.
They lost control of themselves, but still have their memories. Maybe something was manipulating them.
What in the world happened to us?
I don't get it, but what I do get is that he said we don't owe him nothing. So my debt to you is off, right, old man?
Same here. Same here.
Shut your traps. I'd
Same
be flat
here.
broke if I let you knuckleheads off the hook. Now shut up and pay up.
Something really strange happened here.
Dude, that
Seems
really
so.
sounds like Joe from Family
I think
Guy.
this is just the beginning of it.
I don't know if that is. It really sounds like him. If that is, I would actually be surprised. Him actually playing a NPC. Either it's him slightly, like, changing his voice a bit, but still sounding like it, or it's somebody else that has a pretty similar mimic for it. So now we're gonna go to Titania. When you look at the map, I mean, we can't go anywhere, man. Not really. I mean, granted, we are traveling by boat, so we do gotta go dock and then just pretty much walk or teleport everywhere, but I think we're almost getting close. I think the only other things we got left is some of the stuff right up there to the north of the Class 4 Aberrant Zone, and then above, right up there, the Class 4 Beast Quarter. Then I think that's mainly kind of it. So I think about 50 hours is when I'll be done with the game, possibly.
All right. We're safely on the rolling waves. Don't you think it's time you showed us your face, Mystery Monk?
You're right. My apologies.
Sounds like Muzan from Demon Slayer.
I knew it! Prince Percival!
Percival Ilmid Asgard, crowned prince and heir to the throne of the Midgand
Prince
Kingdom.
on the run.
So he's next in line, is he?
It looks like someone already had me figured out.
Yes, Your Highness. I could tell from your fragrant wood scent, as only the royal family may wear it. But if I may ask, why?
Must I explain myself to gain your aid? I myself could ask what an exorcist is doing consorting with members of the underworld.
I don't...
It doesn't matter why you're here. On this ship, you're here for us to use to our advantage.
Treat me as you will. It's not like I can ever go back.
For a fellow born with silver spoons spewing out of his mouth, Princie Pooh's rather laid back.
Prince Percival is an upstanding man, renowned for both his intelligence and his fair, just demeanor. It's widely believed that with him on the throne, Midgand's prosperity will continue and...
Look, I played dumb earlier, but I smelled that scent too. He wore it for us to notice. He wanted us to know just what sort of position he held, and how useful he could be to us.
He surprised me, at least.
Do you think we're being led into another trap?
We definitely can't take that possibility off the table.
When the time comes, he'll make a good hostage, if nothing else.
Not if the ones we face are after his life too.
For now, let's just make sure we keep an eye on him.
The prince. He said he couldn't go back.
I wonder why.
The whole island's a prison. It's like a secret fort or something.
Weirdly quiet, though.
Yeah, I don't see a single exorcist on watch.
Let's scope out the inside.
Let's see what happened since we've been gone. I wonder how much time has passed since this, because don't think we've heard how much time has passed at all yet. Maybe somewhere in the game's like notes in the story, it mentions it. Okay, let's see. Oh, and there's an exorcist.
An exorcist.
Are you all right? Headless Knights back.
Headless Knights.
She's dead. The Headless Knight is back?
Think this is the demon that attacked her?
Headless Knight.
Another prison riot?
I'm trying to remember what enemy that is.
Kurogane, Dial, you two protect Kamoana and the prince.
Understood.
Stupid monkey. You're giving me a headache.
Stay sharp. This one must have survived the riot.
Easy.
Not even worth my time.
Mastery too. Nice.
So did the Abbey actually fail to quell the riot?
I find that hard to believe. The prison was heavily
especially
staffed with
Oscar was
exorcists.
here. Which
Perhaps
Oscar
it
could
was
have left
venomization.
right after he,
Venomization.
got wounded after
A dark ritual,
Velvet.
forcing demons to eat each other in order to produce ever stronger demons.
King
so
of
the
Venom, if
demons
you've ever heard
devoured
of
each
it.
other, creating a demon too powerful for the exorcists to control?
I imagine the riot didn't help.
Now whose fault could that have been, I wonder?
Whatever happened doesn't matter to us now. We need to focus on how to take this place for ourselves.
That exorcist from before said something about a headless knight, right?
That one's probably the leader.
Then we hunt it down and destroy it.
Until we capture the island, let's use this room for our staging ground. I'll leave the prince and Kamoana to you two. Eliminate any enemies who come in.
Understood.
Don't expect much from me, but all right.
Yeah, Kurogane would probably do the most work
Kamoana,
compared to
if
Dial.
anything happens, call for me and I'll come running to protect you, okay?
Okay. You stay safe too, Eleanor.
Let's go.
There was something I was gonna say, but I can't remember. But one thing's for sure is, since we're back here, we can see Velvet's cage, which is probably that right there. That goes to Outer Path, which goes out here. Okay. So this will be a point where some of the other ones can learn about Velvet's story a little bit more, you know, where she was in prison. Gargoyle. It's like a gargoyle succubus. also where Magilu just like jumped on Rokuro's back down to this part. Dang, that damage. Good job, Eleanor. Even though you just used a Mystic Art. There we go. Rokuro, why? He was almost dead. Why, Rokuro?
That's the end for you! What an easy victory.
I am invincible!
The Girl Squad. And Expedition, nice. Norman Island, okay.
Scout.
We did get some mastery. Let's see. Yep. Okay, yeah, Velvet has that on. Go with that. Alright.
We will need to be extremely wary.
Oh, I forgot we ended up getting that, that one, item that makes it to where whenever we, like, chain battles, it boosts the amount of, grade we get. Which is good if you want to farm grade for New Game Pluses.
I can't even call that.
Because that was the last thing I was doing up in this game, was farming grade. Because I was originally going to go do a New Game Plus and have all the stuff, but eh.
We will need to be extremely wary.
Nice.
Not even worth my time.
Another equipment mastery. Yep, so this is where we fell with Ceres. Yeah, originally there was a stat herb right there. I guess it still hasn't respawned, which is kind of surprising. Kind of wish that was a XP bonus bar instead of a grade, but eh.
This island reeks with malevolence.
I imagine it's emanating from all the big old demons roaming about.
Yep, most likely, and especially it's a prison. Yo, turtles!
Hey,
it's been
it's
so
you
long.
again.
I'm so busy. I'm so busy I can't even notice what's going on around me.
You're not fooling anybody.
Why would
bother?
you be here?
I was hoping to not have to deal with yous guys. Whenever I run into yous, I always lose so much monies.
Because Velvet always forces unreasonable demands on you?
Oh, Miss Exorcist, your concern warms my little turtle's heart.
I'm not forcing anything. I just think he's trying to take advantage of us by fixing his prices well above market rate.
Price fixing? As in deliberately marking up items so as to take advantage of the less fortunate? I was under the impression that the Abbey strictly forbade such unscrupulous business tactics.
Ah! Perish the thought, Miss. Our accounting is always above board. 25 hours a day, 8 days a week.
25 hours
no matter
a day,
when's and no
8
matter
days a
where's,
week.
you can get whatever you needs for the same fair price.
That's good to hear. Eleanor, give the nice turtles that smile he so
smile.
desires.
I'm sure running a business is hard work. Hang in there.
Much obliged.
Give him the smile. Crooks and nobles working together. Oh boy. What does he have? We probably already have some of this stuff, so I'm not gonna, worry about it. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. So, where can I go? B1, B2. Okay, so I need to go here. We never got to go to where that question mark is. We'll probably end up going there in just a bit. Yeah, okay. Correct way.
From the way you were talking, it seemed like you had an idea of who was behind the riot. What happened here?
I think someone in your position would know.
There were reports of a large riot, but I was caught up in chasing you, so I heard little else.
It was a small affair, really. Velvet Rokuro and I were being held on this island. Velvet instigated the other prisoners to riot so that we could escape.
She used the prisoners?
Yeah. You'd expect different from me?
Like, yeah. What'd you think? What'd you expect?
We didn't stay to see, but the prisoners were losing badly.
Obviously, we escaped.
At least that's what it looked like. But if that was the case, then where did all the exorcists go?
I know Oscar left to report the incident, but the other guards should have remained at their posts.
Well, if they didn't flee, we have to assume they were all killed.
By this headless night, perhaps? Well, no sense losing our heads, I suppose. But it looks like we're in for a heck of a fight.
All we have to do is mop up anyone who's left.
What's a Kodoko?
What was it called?
Kodoko?
Venomization, right? The dark ritual of making demons feed on each other to birth stronger ones.
Eisen, how many demons does the ritual require?
It's more a matter of quality than quantity. Stronger demons mean more powerful malevolence.
The ritual mixes the victor's malevolence with that of the devoured, creating a terrible, bloodthirsty monster. You see, the newfound power comes at a great cost. With it, the victor's last vestiges of self-control are stripped away.
So it's something even more than a monster. A seething ball of pure power and malevolence.
Roguro, don't tell me you're considering it for yourself.
Of course I am.
Hell yeah.
I'll consider anything that could make me stronger.
You cannot be serious!
What's there to be so surprised about? Well, look at Velvet. She's already eaten countless demons.
You're ridiculous!
He's right. If it helps me find my vengeance, I don't care.
Velvet! Wait, are you really going to do it?
Relax, it's not gonna happen. Becoming a monster wouldn't bother me. But when I defeat my rival, I have to be myself for it to mean anything. It's the same for Velvet.
True.
It is?
Besides, if I kill a previous victor of the ritual, I'll have proved myself strong enough not to need the extra power.
You're ridiculous.
Let's see. The cell, man. It's been so long. I think this right here is where we met Rokuro and... Or it might have been Magilu first right there. Magilu or Rokuro. But I think it was Magilu. And then Rokuro we met a little bit early. God, but it's been so long since we've been back to this. Literally the first episode. Time for them to see where Velvet was for, what, 3-4 years? Oh, he actually is down here. Wow, okay, I was not expecting him to actually be here. I thought he was going to be at that one area where we've never been before. Okay.
last night.
He must be the product of the venomization.
I can tell this is probably going
he definitely looks vicious enough.
Not as vicious as our Velvet, though.
Because I look like this is gonna hit hard. What are you against?
Where's
Okay.
his voice even coming from?
I don't know. Look inside.
Yeah, look inside, he says. I think these spirit enemies or whatever here have that little voice or whatever that they're making whenever you're hitting them, because I noticed it earlier whenever we were fighting those floating heads. That's what that little sound is, if you guys can hear it. Probably not though, since I'm gonna turn down the game sound for this in editing.
Well, that takes care of that.
Went better than I thought.
Yeah.
I feel something again.
More malevolence?
No, another Earth Pulse point. It must be on this island.
I sense it too. It's very close.
Directly underneath us, I would guess.
Yep, the prison that she was in.
What is this place?
Welcome to the most secure cell in the entire complex. The darkest hole in Titania. Feel anything, Laphicet?
Yeah, I think this is the Earth Pulse point. If this cell is where the Earth Pulse point is, then does that mean it housed a Therian?
Yeah. And a real hungry one at that. Every day, they would toss demons into its cell. It would devour its fill, then wipe the blood from its lips. Never once realizing it was delivering to Inominat the malevolence of hundreds of demons and prisoners. And then one day, there appeared before it a female Moloch, who shattered the barrier and freed the Therian from its cage. But the Therian knew no mercy, and it devoured its liberator. And it was then... It was then I obtained the power. The power to avenge my brother.
Velvet, you're a Therian?
She said it before.
This prison island was a feeding ground for the Therian, harnessing the malevolence created by the prisoners within.
But because Velvet escaped, the malevolence went out of control.
Wow, the same darn thing that happened back in Kamoana's village.
Lord Artorius would never have done such a thing.
No? What's so unbelievable? That he used his wife's brother as a human sacrifice? That he imprisoned his wife's sister? Because that's what your damned holy shepherd did! All to get his hands on Inominat's power!
I'm sure he had a reason for...
A reason? To spare the world of its pain? Don't give me that! Who will spare my brother's pain? Who will soothe my brother's despair? He murdered my little brother Laffy! And you'll stand there and tell me it was for the greater good? At any rate, that's one less Therian for us to track down.
Velvet.
Help! Eleanor!
Kamoana?
How can she
What?
hear that?
Did Velvet yell at you so hard you're starting to hear voices now?
I have a feeling something's wrong. Kamoana could be in danger. But we already beat the Headless Knight. I still can't shake this feeling. Please, let's go back and check on them.
So yeah, this is a moment in the story that I do like, where Velvet, you know, confronts technically a bit of her past right here, and the others get to see that, especially Eleanor. Eleanor, because Eleanor is still in denial because she hasn't seen what Velvet has seen, which makes sense, but after Velvet's been going on this journey doing specific things and even saying these things, it's like, how could you not really believe it? You know, it's not like Velvet's making this up. If Velvet was making this up, it'd be a very specific lie.
So, Velvet is a Therian, is she? I knew there was something off about her.
But it's what she cried out that's really on my mind. Laphicet, is Velvet truly Lord Artorias' younger sister?
She never told me.
If it were true, I suppose it would explain her knowledge of Lord Artorias' training.
If you're so curious, why not ask her yourself? Hey, Velvet, what's your connection to Artorias?
Rokuro, have some tact!
Straight shooter.
I heard you whispering. Doesn't bother me. Artorias was married to my late sister, Celica. He was our brother-in-law. We lived together for more than 10 years.
That does explain a few things.
So he sacrificed his little brother and turned his sister into a Therian.
But you were his family.
To his view of the grand scheme, family is inconsequential. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. All he did was act according to his ideal logic. Well, enough chit-chat. Let's get moving.
And I think during this part is kind of the main turning point for Eleanor, where she starts to really, why do they have to be like this? Wow, I actually got past, okay. But yeah, it's really the turning point where she really starts to open up to more believing Velvet's story about Artorias. She probably still has a slight doubt, but she's probably
So it turns out that Velvet is a Therian who consumes malevolence.
And too much malevolence is what changes people into demons. Strong enough malevolence can persist after the person who created it dies, turning their corpse or spirit into a raging monster. That's how undead and phantom demons come about.
Then the demons Velvet killed turned back into humans because she devoured their malevolence.
Yeah, and consequently, they avoided becoming undead or anything like that.
So she saved them. Well, I mean, a corpse is a corpse, of course.
Do you think she could devour only the malevolence and turn a living demon human again?
Unfortunately, that's impossible due to malevolence's self-reinforcing nature. When Therians are connected to Enominat through an Earth Pulse point, they seem to be able to absorb small concentrations of malevolence from the surrounding area and inhibit the creation of new demons. But any human who builds up enough malevolence to turn into a demon will keep producing malevolence as long as they live.
That's right. To devour any malevolence, I need to cut it off at the source. That's how my powers work.
Velvet, I'm sorry.
I don't mind it. Actually, I find it convenient. This way, I'll never forget my hatred for Artorias.
Plus, as long as you stay away from an Earth Pulse point, you get to keep the power of any malevolence you consume.
Fuel for my hatred, yes.
Laphicet being terrified and sad at the same time. Was this chest always here? Nah, if it has that, it wasn't always there. Probably didn't even come this way. At the beginning of the game, that is. Is that... Okay, no, I thought that was his hair at the back right there or whatever. Alright, Mr. Titles. Stay safe. Let's see, yeah, we go here. what we got? The actual Headless Knight?
Come on! Eleanor! You really came back for me. A promise is a promise, sweetheart.
A headless knight and a horse demon.
It's giving off a ton of malevolence.
This must be the true survivor of the venomization process.
Oh, I get it! The dying exorcist lady wasn't saying Headless Knight is back. She was going for Headless Knight on horseback.
Whatever the case, we'll fight whoever we have to claim this island.
Alright, now this, I'm expecting them to die.
Now I can't help but wonder how the horse's name.
What is it?
Get close and look if you're that curious.
Go ahead and do a Mystic Art, get some damage in. Let's see, go ahead.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain.
Nice, nice.
See this? See this?
Magalu, can you like heal them, please? Yeah, he's getting a lot of souls thrown out of him. Either that, or it's like Rokuro and Eleanor that are getting their souls thrown out. What? I wish that healing circle would last longer. It lasts like no time at all. Okay, yeah, that must have been their souls he was hitting out then, because he stunned me and that hit mine. Oh, nice. Nice. Good job, Eleanor. No, that was a cheap shot. Yeah, so it was their souls that he was hitting out. Oh, this dude actually spawned somebody. Not much HP though, really, so. Nice. Just a little bit, almost. Nice, there we go. Not too bad as I thought it was gonna be.
That's venomization, all right. Definitely stronger than that headless lump of armor.
I beg your pardon?
Not you.
demon from the villa?
No, look! It's absorbing the malevolence. It's a Therian.
Actually, that hawk is Griffin, my one and only friend.
A damned Therian. So that's what Tabitha meant when she said we'd find out shortly.
But Your Highness, why do you have a Therian?
It's like I said,
it's 4 Therians,
Griffin
so
has
far
been
we
my
got?
dear friend ever since I was a child. Even if he's a Therian now, that hasn't changed.
So you knew you were helping a Therian escape. What are you plotting?
I have no plots or schemes. I just want Griffin to be free.
I guess we shouldn't be surprised. The Crown Prince and future king, he's gonna do whatever he likes.
I suppose I am at that. But if I am, it's the first time I've ever been allowed a choice of my own. When you're a prince, you're not a person. You're an institution, one designed to serve the state and its people. Say, for instance, you're doing your law studies and your back suddenly itches. What do?
I mean, I'd scratch it. Who wouldn't?
When I did that, my tutor gave me a whipping so hard the blood ran down my back. The reason being that I prioritized a personal feeling, that is to say my itch, over my studies in service of the state. Seeing Griffin lay claim to the skies let me imagine my own freedom. It was my lone solace over the years. But then, he turned out to be responsive to Innominat's power.
I take it the Midgand
that
royal
bug we've
family
got.
is well aware that the Abbey is creating Therians.
Of course. How could we not? The kingdom offers unequivocal support to Shepherd Artorius' vision of reason and will. Even so, if there was one thing I could never permit, it was seeing Griffin locked up and unable to fly. Never. I tricked the Exorcist on guard and disabled the barrier. But then Griffin attacked the Exorcist and killed him.
That's why you said you could never go back.
They can overlook a single dead exorcist, but with a Therian removed, malevolence will engulf the capital.
I knew full well what I was doing. And yet, I couldn't watch my friend's life be stripped away.
Your Highness.
He chose a single bird over the world. Why do you think that birds fly?
That's what Lord Artorius asked me.
My anatomy book says birds can fly because their bones are light and their wing muscles are enormously strong.
Birds fly because a bird that cannot fly is no bird at all. That's what I think.
I understand now. As long as you remain on this island, you may do as you please. But if you try to escape, I'll kill you.
That should work. This way we'll have him on hand if we ever need a hostage.
Understood. I appreciate you letting Griffin and me stay here.
Well, now that that's taken care of, let's build ourselves a hideout.
Almost 2 level ups. Equipment mastery, armory, acerite or acerite 3. Grants +1 maximum BG to characters wearing equipment that has been enhanced a combined total of 15 or more times. Break soul static force. Hold R2 with 3 or more souls during Divide Pain to activate. This ability extends the duration of Divide Pain and for 4 seconds prevents status elements on enemies from ending, increases enemy stagger time, and slows the speed at which enemies fall down, allowing the party to chain combos with arts that normally aren't able to chain together.
Hey, Velvet, do you know where Eleanor is?
Wasn't she just playing with you?
Yeah, but then she left. I'm worried because she looked pretty sad. Can you go find her?
Why me?
The
all
crying
right,
immediately
fine.
starts.
Just don't cry on me, okay?
Is expedition turn to? Let's check that. Wait. Did we? I think we already got that treasure. Because it looked like it. I think every island has only one treasure, possibly. We got a lot of stuff to view right here. Let's view all the stuff in this room and then I'll go ahead and end it there because we're
Hey,
right up on
Rokuro,
time.
have you seen Eleanor?
Probably. I don't know. Bit drunk.
Just try not to go overboard.
But man, are we a bunch of screw-ups or what? I mean, we've kidnapped a prince now. They gotta have laws against that. Broke out of prison, flattened Helavis, tried to assassinate a shepherd. Hey, how many infractions do you think we're on the hook for?
Pardon me if I don't stop and count. If you don't like it, nobody's forcing you to tag along.
No. I still haven't repaid my debt to
you.
You say that, but you really just want to beat Shigure, don't you?
Whoa, to me, they're both connected. It's a long story, but I can tell you if you...
I'll pass.
Well, join me for a drink then?
Can't. I'm 19.
Never mind. Okay, she does say her age, 19. So that's nice that he holds true to the rules right there. So Velvet is 19 at this point in the story. Huh.
Huh. A most
Learning to
interesting
read some more.
interpretation. What do you make of this part here, then?
Well, if you pronounce it Loney Kyle, then it'd mean midriff, which probably isn't right. Maybe Muse Mila?
Well, that would make this passage read, Pornges are nummy.
Okay. Yeah, that's not right either.
I think this is a little
What's
Easter
wrong, Velvet?
egg into
Have you seen Eleanor?
No,
one of the
I
things
haven't.
later.
Sorry, I know I'm supposed to watch her.
Just read somewhere where there's more light. You'll hurt your eyes like this.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that what he just was trying to interpret is an Easter egg into one of the secret quests later in the game. I could be wrong because it's been a while, but I'm gonna try to remember that. Yeah, try to remember that. What you got, Eisen?
Hey, you got any idea where Eleanor is?
No, sorry. I was having a meeting with Benwick and the crew about our search for Ifried.
Are you sure you're okay with putting that off? At this point, the Abbey doesn't have much reason to keep him alive. Wouldn't you rather look for him than Therians?
I know time is a factor, but we still don't have any decent leads. I think we need to stir up the Abbey and see what shakes loose. And who better to do that than you?
So this works for both of us then?
Never fear. I'm still acting out of self-interest. Besides, Ifried won't die so easily.
He's a strong man. It'd take a lot to bring him down.
Yeah. I've never seen him flinch from a storm, no matter how choppy the seas.
Where angels fear to tread, as they say.
Probably some of that as well.
Hockey, what do you got?
Hey, any idea where Eleanor went?
How should I know? I'm too busy to spare any time worrying about anyone else.
You look pretty distinctly unoccupied to me right now.
Right. I'm busy being unoccupied.
You're... what?
It's simple. When you have free time, it means you're busy trying to avoid having any business to do.
You're too weird for this world, Magulu.
Says the woman with the world's blandest personality.
I always figured you'd be the type to take off as soon as things got hairy. So what keeps you here?
I am utterly, completely, totally, wholly devoid of anything else to do. Which is to say I'm...
unoccupied.
Right, now you get it. Besides, I have to stick around to see how our bet turns out, don't I?
True. So, yeah, she's on the outer path of the watchtower. I figured she would be there. So, with that being said, can I go over here? Yeah, we'll go over here to the save point. But yeah, like I said before, I think they're hinting at an Easter egg right there later in the game. So yeah, with that part, we managed to, you know, talk to the Bloodwings, do this mission for them, which was, surprisingly, to bring the prince to this island, which is also going to be our hideout. And it was so the prince could get away from the capital with his friend, the Griffin, which is also Aetherian, which is the one we saw in the capital way back in the beginning. So, with that being said, we have Velvet, the Beetle, Kamoana, and the Griffin. So that's 4 Therians right now. So, and I think they said that it was like 7 heads. So we've got 3 more to go after. Which, if I remember right, 2 of them are in the same place. And I think they both count separately. And then one of them, I don't remember where they are. So, yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for this part, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.